Great.
Fantastic.
Great. Thank you, Alex. Hi, everyone. My name is Maria Laws, and I'm joined by our co-founder and COO and basically the center of everything, Alex Asado. And before we get started, maybe, Alex, could you go ahead and introduce yourself, and then we'll move into our next phase.
Definitely. Thank you very much, Maria. And I'm Alexander Sado, as she's mentioned, and co-founder of Ahura AI. And I'm still bubbly after the Christmas holiday and celebration. I had mine here in Los Angeles, and not looking forward to traveling back home. Yes, my background's a mix of engineering as a coder, full stack developer, and a business guy. I worked in business consulting and NVIDIA, where I learned a lot about artificial intelligence. So it's been awesome and amazing to bring those two things together here at Ahura AI to build AI tools that help people be their best. That's all I'm interested in. How can I help people pick up skills that will make them be the best that they can be? And excited for this session.
Great. Thank you so much, Alex. And everyone, my name is Maria Laws, and I'm coming from a very different sort of perspective than Alex. My background is in education. I spent the past 4 years as a professor at UC Berkeley here in California, where I live in Oakland. And before that, I had another 20 years in education teaching K-12, particularly high school, secondary level science, and working with teachers as well as a coach, presenter, and those kinds of things. And our goal here at Ahura is to really answer that question about how do we help you be a better learner? Because we know that that is the basis of so many great things, both for our communities and also for not just our professional career pathway, but just life in general. So this is where we're at, and we're trying to make AI for good, and so excited that you're here. And I see that we're also being joined again by Ahmad. Nice to see you again, Ahmad. Hope you're doing well. Great. And I think before we get started, let me go ahead and share my screen. And we're going to go ahead and just do a couple things here. Let me go ahead and press present. Yeah. Here we go. Great. And let me go ahead and do a couple things for you. And again, thanks for joining us today as we really talk about how we can progress our careers through intentional upskilling. So as always, my name is Maria. This is Alice. You can find us on LinkedIn and at the Ahura website. Please follow us anywhere that you see, and our social media channels as well. We're so excited to engage with folks about their experiences with learning to help us do a better job in helping our AI-driven innovative tool do the same and better. So our goals for this workshop, we have it kind of broken up into 3 areas. The first one's going to be talking a little bit about why spend the time learning when you're already busy working and all the other things you do? And then spend a little bit more time digging into you individually. What is the best thing for you to be focusing on, particularly as we get into the new year? Great time to make some new resolutions about changes or advancements you want to make. And then the last section, we're really going to dig into what Ahura AI is doing, get you up on our platform and see if we can start getting you learning with the help of our AI tool. All right, so before we get started, what we really want to do is hear from you all. And so you're going to see on the screen that we have a Mentimeter sort of poll for you. And if you can go to menti.com and use this code 3163-9679 to put in your answers, I'm going to go ahead and share them on the screen for us to talk about for a moment. And Alex and Ahmad, Michael, I know you were here last week, but hopefully you're going to put yours in as well. I'm going to do mine too. All right. So I'm going to take a moment and switch over here and see how we're doing. Oh, wow, great.
And in fact, I'm missing that Menti number. What is it?
Say again?
The Menti number. I am missing it.
Oh, sure. Let me go ahead and look for you again. I'll share this for you. So if you look here,
That
it's 3163
3163.
9679, and I can put it in chat for you too if you want.
All right, so I just dropped that in the chat.
Sure. Let me put it in there right now under chat. Oh yeah, there it is right there, 3163 9679. Yeah, there we go. And I already see some folks have been putting in their answers. Would love to get a few more too. All right. About another 30 seconds or so. Would love to see your ideas on here too. Great. So, Alex and I have been surveying people for a little bit of time about how they spend their workday, thinking about what they need to get done. And I'm wondering, Alex, when you're looking at this, does this fit what you've been seeing before in some of our other meetings?
I've definitely seen a range across board, and eventually we started to like identify patterns when we try to match how people spend their time and what their performance is like at work. Like when you look at the performance feedback and the performance reviews, what is the typical way people who are performing in the top 5% spend their time? That's what's really interesting. And so with this, I see we have just 2 submissions. Amazing if the rest of you can hit submit so we see where it settles. It would then be interesting to see, how much time people are spending on feedback versus studying or working.
Yeah. Well, we'll keep an eye on this as we kind of move through a little bit. I would also say some of the things that are coming up for me is that I'm always curious what career pathway folks are in, because it seems some lend themselves more to different breakouts than others. But I think what Alex has been talking about is where we really want to go next, which is no matter what your profession, what you're doing, there's some trends that research is telling us. And that is when we think about sort of upskilling and learning. I always, this is a story we've been talking a little bit about how many times have you started something? I know for me, it's not really about furniture moving. It's about wanting to put something together or to build something at home. And I don't need these directions. I'm going to go ahead and just figure it out. I can do that. And eventually I figured it out with probably a couple broken bones or splinters in places I didn't need. But think about how much more efficiently and how much more sophisticated some of this furniture I've tried to make would look if I actually had done a little bit of research around some of the basics of what I was trying to do. So, and this is really what we're thinking about when we're thinking about learning as a part of your workday, not just something sort of that you did when you were in school and you don't do anymore. And really, what we've been noticing is from our kind of market intelligence is that the typical sort of traditional approach to work and performance is about most of your day is completing tasks, got that checklist, OKR, KPIs, all the things that you need to do on your Scrum cycles or what have you. And some of your manager feedback, some mentor feedback, and you get things done. But what we're really interested in and what we think is of real interest and need for folks everywhere is how do you move from getting it done to getting ahead, to moving up, to moving into spaces you want to be in, to being that top performer, to being that leader. And that's this graph on the right. When we start looking at what are our top performers, our leaders doing, they're not doing this, which is what the sort of traditional model is. They're doing this. There's at least 20% of their kind of life that they are doing where they're taking time, almost like a meeting, and saying, you know what, I'm going to dedicate this amount of time each week to learning something related to my interests and my needs and my career. And I would just sort of say one of the things that we haven't noticed is that it doesn't have to be like directly related to the job you're in right now. It has to do with a broader sort of idea of any related skill that you learn, you bring into the room. And that's what helped make you shine, right? That sort of side work that you do makes its way into the way that you think, the connections that you make, and the contributions that you give to your team. I'm kind of wondering, as you're looking at this chart, our audience, what's coming up for you as you look through this? Any reactions or thoughts that you want to share? So, Ahmad, I'm going to start with you because I know you personally and you have to. So, yeah, what are you thinking about when you see these two graphs?
Well, good morning, first of all. Thanks for having me online here. It's interesting because I'm looking at the average performers part, and I could definitely identify with that in terms of peers and colleagues and how they end up kind of sourcing their time. But the second one, the top performer and leaders, that would be ideal for me. I think when I did do the survey, I think I put 25% of my time as intentional study, and that's just because I'm a thought leader. I'm in a knowledge-based industry. But definitely, I think the top performer and leaders is idea for me, even though there's still things that I need to design and construct on that end for myself.
Great. Thank you so much, Ahmad.
Yeah, that's super amazing. And I would even say now we have 8 submissions on the chart, so we can actually see how collectively 10 of us, how 10 of us see this.
Hang on, let me go ahead and share that. Let's look at it right now. Okay, I'm going to refresh it, see if we can go. Here we go. I feel like I need a drum roll right now. I want to see. Taking a minute. Oh, wow. Wow. Nice group over here.
Okay, people here don't spend time working.
Alex, I'm glad to hear you say that, because when you said that to me in our feedback meetings, I get nervous that you're not kidding. So now I'm assuming you might be kidding. This is good.
So it's like 48% working and 30% with intentional study. So that is incredible. I don't know if anyone in the audience wants to share what intentional study looks like for you. Like, how do you spend time studying?
Betty, it'd be great to hear from you if you'd be willing to share.
From who?
I was thinking Betty might be willing to share.
Okay, all right. Wow, my name is Betty. I'm from Kenya, and I apparently work with Alex as well. So I've known him for quite some time. It's great to be here. So for me, intentional study is, like you said, not actually related to studying your line of work, but it could be anything. Like, I'm interested in leadership, apart from being a tech enthusiast. I'm interested in leadership, so I tend to really look for books. Most of my time, I just spend my time reading about books in leadership, books in tech, so, and listening to podcasts. So intentional study is basically doing it with the right intention in mind. You want to have a plan, you want to have a study plan where you have set some goals. So you definitely can't be studying something and you don't have any objectives or goals. So for me, it's about setting, this is what I want to get out of this podcast. This is what I want to get out from reading this book on leadership, or from discovering some new ways of upskilling myself in tech. So for me, it's setting goals and objectives, and that way I'm able to focus and I'm able to do it with intention of knowing that this is what I want to gain in long term. Yeah.
Amazing.
That's amazing. Betty, the teacher in me, the professor in me is so happy to hear you talking about really where we're going with this, which is it's all about the framing and the planning to make the most of the sessions that you have. They don't have to be long, they don't have to be every day, but you want to make things meaningful, and you do that through intentional work. And so with that in mind, I really wanted to just kind of share with you a little bit that really our goal at Ahura is to help you make that shift as a person, as a team, as a company, from the traditional, the average way of looking at work into this more innovative way, this more effective way to grow and be top performers and leaders. We want to help you move from that idea of what it means about your habits of the day to this place that we really need to be, because this is going to be the next iteration of work, right? There is so much change on the horizon all the time. There's a real need for innovation on every level of our society and communities. And it's going to take more of us being those top performers and leaders to make the change that we want to see. And so with that in mind, how do you take that big global idea and make it sort of individual? And that's where I'm going to go ahead and sort of pass this over to Alex to talk about for a moment. And I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing, and then I'll bring up something else for us to look at in a moment, Alex, when you tell me to. So here you go, Alex, your turn.
Amazing. Well, thank you so very much, Maria. And I'll share my screen as well. Let's see what it allows me to do. Okay.
And if not, let me know. I can help on this end too.
Yes. So I've got this going on, and we have our videos here as well. One of it's a lot of text, so let me describe it to you guys first. One of the biggest things that people say is kind of stops them from being able to spend that time intentionally studying is not being able to understand or prioritize what it is they should study next, right? And so a very simple exercise we can do here is give you about 5 to 10 minutes to take a step back, introspect. I mean, this is a holiday week before 2023, right? Like some of you have New Year's resolutions already coming up. Can some of those resolutions be particular skills and capabilities that will be transformational for your job and even beyond your job, for your life, in fact? Can we take 5 to 10 minutes and think about some of those skills that will be important to you? And this is a Excel sheet or Google sheet that you can use and write that in there, so that will be the first step you'll be taking towards having a very successful 2023. The way we've shaped this out is we have 3 categories. First one is technical skills, then you have soft skills and life hacks. Your job would be to actually write into this. We do have a version of this that you can copy and use. Maria, I think you might, okay, there, right there. It's on the chat. Maria pasted it there. You can click on it and it's a view only copy. So you create a copy for yourself. And in there, I would love for you to write down the skills that are most important to you. And down here, there is a link actually to a Udemy report on some of the top skills that are important for the near future, in case you want to get some inspiration from that. Another inspiration could be our example. I can share my sheet, and Maria's got hers here as well, where for me, technical skills, I continue to work on presentation skills. There are new tools popping up every day. Most recently, I've now learned how to use Canva, and I really love how quickly it helps me make very, very cool looking presentation slides. Second one is generative AI for content development. I'm sure 50% of you on the call have heard of Chat GPT-3. We use it heavily at Ahura AI. We're an AI company. We use a lot of AI tools, and that makes us go 5 times faster than our competition. And so for content development, I am drafting articles, I'm drafting emails using ChatGPT-3, and that's making me go a lot faster. And then some other things here in terms of life hacks. I am learning how to be better at do-it-yourself home projects. You can imagine me learning how to paint walls and do carpentry and build beds and stuff. I'm not very good at this kind of thing, and surprisingly, Maria is very good at DIY home projects. So I have a lot to learn, and so I'm watching YouTube videos. Yes.
I know. I don't have that. I don't have a channel just yet. That'll be the next life hack.
Yes. And so hopefully, as I was talking through that, you were able to create a copy for yourself. And so we will give you about, to like 5 minutes to, take a step back, think, and write some skills down for yourself.
If I can also share, Alex, you'll see on there that I've included a workplace learning trends report link for you. It's really a nice one where it goes through 3 kinds of categories of skills if you need a little inspiration beyond your own, tactical, technical, and power or soft skills. And I like it because it also tells you what workers are looking to, the most popular things they're asking for or looking at, and the same thing from the manager perspective. But again, as always, the center of all of this learning is you. So if that's helpful, great. If not, you can leave it there.
Amazing. All right, so we'll give this some time for them to write down some skills. In the meantime, if anyone has got a comment or question, please feel free to ask. All right, so we are at the 30-minute mark, 30 minutes past the hour. I hope some of you are beginning to write down a few things. I'm literally going to cold call and hear what some people are thinking. Hamza, I think I want to start with you. How's it going?
All right, I have already written my technical skills and power skills. I'm still thinking about the life hacks. I'm not sure what to include in those.
Sounds very good.
I can't think of anything on top of my mind right now. Maybe I can get some ideas from other participants.
Sounds good. Yes, and you can always return to this. I actually update mine every 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, because I've learned the last thing there's something new comes up. So I can imagine something will show up. In fact, one of the very interesting ones we heard is for the parents in the room, baby sleep training. It has been a big life hack people want to learn, because the better you can get your baby to sleep, the more sleep you will get, and the more time you get to do other things that are very important to you. So that was a very interesting one. Yes, and if you don't mind sharing.
I guess as long as it covers anything regarding personal development, then I believe I can include a lot of stuff here.
Exactly.
Yep.
There's much you can put on there. Can you share one of the power skills?
Okay, my power skill is to work on my sales and personal branding.
Sales and personal branding. Fantastic. Very cool. Very cool. And later on our platform, the Ahura AI platform, we'll show you we even have some libraries on that, or that we're going to publish soon. So that will be one we can share with you. So that's very good.
I guess one of my now since we're talking, one of my technical skills is how to leverage AI for content creation. I'd be really interesting to find out more about your tool.
Definitely. Yes. Happy to share tools I've tried and tools that work very well, and also share how Ahura AI can guide you in learning about that. So
Great.
thank you very, very much, Hamza. Let's hear from one more person before we go forward. Maybe Michael, since you're amazing, you came last week for a short time and now you're joining us for full workshop. How are you? Michael, are you in a position to speak? Possibly not for Michael. And so a close second will be Jessica.
Hi, I'm Steve.
Hello, how are you, Jessica? If you
doing
could
great.
share, good. One of the skills that you've written now.
Okay, so for my life hack, I put down fitness as one of the skills I'm looking to develop.
Fantastic. Amazing. The next part of that I almost even forgot to do is on actually selecting a time that you want to dedicate to doing this every week. It's amazing to be able to select that time and put it on your calendar, because it's a lot less likely that you skip it if you put it on your calendar. Once it's on your calendar, you will get a reminder every single week, and you can decide that this is a busier week for you and you skip it. But next week you get the reminder again and you're much more likely to get it done. And so if I was to share my screen again, let me do that and show you the times that I selected for myself. When we get back here, I will open up the browser here and show this example. Okay, here you can see that for me, I have selected Tuesdays. So down here is where you can write that. I have selected Tuesdays from 4 to 4:30 p.m. and Saturdays from 11 to noon. So I spend 1 hour every Saturday learning something new. And I apologize, Betty. This is why I don't reply to your messages on Saturday from 11 to noon. As she mentioned, we work together on a very incredible nonprofit program. So for all of you on the call, it'll be awesome if you can also go and just select a 30-minute time block or longer for yourself. I'll probably give another 2 minutes for that. And the most important part of this is after writing it down, is to actually open your calendar, like your Google Meet or your Google Calendar or your Outlook calendar, and select that time block for your study. The one thing you should also do there is on the location, put Ahura AI there as well, so that you will remember to use it. This is how I would write that is, let's see, I don't have an example to show you here. I think, Maria, you have examples of this. Would you want to show? Yep, you're on mute.
Absolutely. But before I do that, if I could just say, when we talk about the science of learning here at Ahura, we're talking about experiences and the best practices of teaching and learning that I bring, but also what we know about cognitive science, behavioral psychology, change management, all these things. And here's the big one. If you don't put it on the calendar, the chances of it happening are pretty low. So it's better to put it on the calendar and say, I'm not sure if I'm going to have time, but then it be there in writing on your Google Calendar. And it's going to remind you every week. You're going to either be inspired or motivated to either do it or change it. If it's not there at all, it's if this conversation was nice, but it's not going to move forward. So I would really encourage you that even if you're not sure if the time's going to work, put something down. Anything is better than just saying you'll do it later. So this step is a critical one. And I'll just share with you on my Google Calendar what this looks like for me. Let me go ahead. If I look at my Google Calendar, yeah, you can see a couple things. If I look at, you'll see, let's just say for here, you'll see my learning time shows up every Sunday. And if I click on one, I've put in there Ahura AI, so I know exactly that I'm going to go and do it on Ahura so that I can track my data. And then I also have a screenshot of my particular Excel sheet, which if you look at mine right here, and it takes a minute, I have a couple things on here. I'm interested in some media training based on some of the opportunities I've been having recently. And I definitely want to work on my presenting skills in terms of visual and yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so very much, Maria. And I hope people are doing it in the background. In fact, is there one person that can raise their hand or say that they have done this? So we know that at least one person was able to do this today. Who's our taker? Next time I'll have a gift. Okay, Ahmad, thank you very much. All right, we'll get you a present. Very, very cool. Okay, awesome. All right, in the next minute here, I'll get us back to our presentation, and we've now gone through the first two parts of our three-part agenda. And so we'll be heading into the, third and final part. It'll take me 1 minute here to tee it up. All right, I'll bring us back here and share my screen. Okay, so let's go. So on the presentation, the next part here is to show you a video. So now is where we get started in terms of action. You have selected your priorities, you have put them into your calendar. Now let's show you how to use the AI tool that we built to make this an even easier process for you. Now we've got a video here that will show you how an AI teacher works. It's a 2-minute video that's very quick. But I believe there will be a challenge watching it live on Zoom here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it in the chat for you to watch it later. But for today, we'll actually give you guys access to the tool so you can try it yourself. The first step of that is, you know what, let me click next here, is, on terms of starting to use Ahura AI, we have some instructions here and also access to a free promo code that you can use to get onto Ahura AI, and then we'll actually even have one of you share your screens and we'll walk you through how an AI teacher works. So the first thing to do would be to go over to the web page, ahura.ai, and the next thing would be to enter your email address and just follow through the very intuitive process. This we expect to take you around 5 to 10 minutes. And so we would love for you guys to do that here today. The most critical piece would be being able to use the promo code and asking us if you have any questions. So it's pretty important that you do it here so we can answer the questions for you. I am hoping that most people here have joined the call with a computer, because that's the easiest way to use Ahura AI is using a computer and a Chrome browser. You should open this on a Chrome browser, not Safari, Firefox, or otherwise. Awesome. And Toby, please feel free to ask a question if you've got one. I think you might have mentioned you joined mobile. And so for you, awesome if you can get a computer together, or otherwise you'll be able to watch the video later. Awesome. Amazing. So now I am hoping that people are able to follow these steps, and we'll give them about 5 minutes to get through it. Please feel free, this is interactive. You can come up mute and ask any question you have, or you can paste it on the chat and we'll help answer that question. We are here to help and guide you through this process. After you are logged into Ahura AI, it will be pretty exciting to see what it's like to have an AI tutor, being able to be there and guide you to be your best self. So I'm looking forward. One good thing to do, because this license code is pretty long, is I will paste it on the chat. Let me stop the share here so I can paste it on the chat for you guys. Awesome. I see someone has a question on the chat. Let's open that up. Hamza, you mentioned receiving the email activation code. It's much easier to go through it on the onboarding process, Hamza. So for the email activation code, check your spam folder as well. Some emails end up going there. Yes, well, let's give it a couple moments. And if you're actually comfortable with that, you can share your screen and we can look at it together. And in the meantime, if anybody is able to get to the step where they are able to add the Chrome extension to their Chrome browser, please enter that on the chat and say, I have downloaded the Chrome extension. Awesome, Jessica. Very good. Let us know if you run into any issues. I think the next page will ask you for the license code. You can enter it there. If there's any struggle there, you can skip that page.
So I think I need some kind of walkthrough. I've downloaded the extension. So I'm kind of clicking on it, but it isn't opening.
Oh, that's interesting. If you don't mind sharing your screen, we can walk you through.
All right, I'm doing that now. Can you see my screen?
Amazing. We can see your screen.
Okay.
Wonderful. So you have added the Chrome extension. I can see it. And
yes.
If this page seems like it's taking a long time, you can click the skip button at the bottom of that page. Do you see it? Amazing.
Yes.
Great. So we click that, and then here, the promo account, you have that on already. So you can click on, submit. You can scroll down and click on submit. Oh, I see. There's something that needs to be enabled here, but in the meantime, you can click on skip here as well. And so everyone else on the promo page, if you find that as a challenge, you can click on skip. There's a different place where you can enter the code so you get full access to the platform. We've set this up to give you access for more than 5 months. So you can click on skip. Amazing. This page, it's, on your own, you would have decided to check on, one of these items from, there's different fun quizzes that we have for Ahura AI to learn more about you and your learning style. But here on the call, we can click the button at the end of the page that says Open Dashboard. Perfect. Amazing. And so with this, we can then, this is your Ahura AI dashboard. As you scroll all the way down, you will find that there's so many different components that help you visualize how you learn. If there's anyone on the call that uses a Fitbit, you'll be aware that, having a wearable in your hand when you go running and doing fitness gives you all this data and information about how many steps you've taken every day, how many calories you're burning. It gives you all that information that helps you become a lot better at learning, or rather at being fit and meeting your fitness goals. Very similarly, Ahura AI gathers all this information. For example, even right here, it gives you information about your learning persona, like how was your emotions changing every time you're learning? What are the top pages, websites that distract you when you're learning? And how often are you distracted or focused while you're learning? And with this kind of information, you start to get yourself to a place where you improve your general learning behavior. Let me show you how to do 2 things, Jessica. The first one would be a way to join that promo account after skipping that page. Basically, at the very top right-hand corner, there's an arrow next to your name. If you click on that, there is a join corporate button, that one. So you can click on it and hit the select corporate promo account. It's the last one. Awesome. And then you can paste in that same code. I imagine you're trying to copy the code.
Yes, I am.
Perfect. All right. So once you click join, you're in there. So fantastic. You are now logged onto Ahura AI. Now, the second thing I'll show you is how to use a AI tutor. And everyone else, you can be watching this and so that you will also use Ahura AI on your own time, right? There are two ways to use this AI tutor. The first way is to use one of the courses that we have already on Ahura AI. So if, Jessica, you click on the second icon on the left, that opens up the library. So in there, you are able to look through the Ahura AI library to see courses that we already have on the platform. For example, there are things like how to be a better salesperson, how to learn to be, even there's something to how to learn to be a cook and do business of cooking. There's a guide to leadership at the very top of the platform. So these are all things that you can select and learn with, right? If you were to click on, say, the very first one, which is Ahura's Guide to Being a Faster Learner. That, by the way, is a very important course that everybody should take because you will learn many things about how to be a better learner. It's very quick. It's only 6 modules on the right-hand side. And for example, we can click on one of those, maybe the second one or the first one, anyone you want. When you click on it, it will change the center of the platform where you will see a link to there's videos, podcasts, articles. You will select how you prefer to learn. And once you select that, it will open in a new tab. But the very first thing you want to do before is to put on Ahura. So Ahura AI works through the webcam. You put it on, you give it access to your webcam. It will start to observe and gather all the data about you as you're learning and give them back to you. It's very similar to having an actual human teacher on Zoom. You put on your camera and the teacher starts to teach you and observe whether you are getting bored or confused. And based on what they're seeing, they'll be able to give you feedback and change how you're learning, change the learning experience. That is exactly what Ahura AI is trying to do as well. It can notice things like you getting confused, you getting bored, and will give you updates and information about that so that you can change your learning experience. The way to make that start happening is when you scroll up a little bit, you click on Start Session. That basically will have a pop-up. Right now, I think you're only sharing this window, so you're not sharing the whole desktop. So if you click on that now, it will have a pop-up, but we'll probably not see it on this screen share. Let's see. So it has started. Don't click stop. So it has started. Maybe if you're able to stop your screen share, share it again. Amazing. Meanwhile, I hope everybody else is doing fine. Please feel free to paste on the meeting chats if you're having any challenges or if you've made progress as far as Jessica has made now. So Jessica, are you sharing your whole screen?
No, let me do that.
Fantastic. Yes, we can see your screen. And so you can see the window that came up with Ahura AI. If you look at the bottom of your screen, there's a green, that one, yes. So when you open it up, this is Ahura AI in the background, and you can click on allow, basically to have access to your webcam. And by the way, everybody, we're not saving these videos to send them to anybody. It gets processed on your computer to get you all the data that you need. So right here, after you click on allow, hopefully you're in a place where you have good lights. You know, your light behind the camera, it looks perfect, amazing. These are Ahura AI. So you can see the green dots come on your face. That's basically Ahura, you know, being able to like recognize where your face is and start to make calculations. If you were to fall asleep, it will have a pop-up that tells you your eyes are closed for a long time. If you were to look at your, you know, use your phone, like the whole time you're supposed to be studying or using your phone, it will inform you about that. And I can't repeat enough, this is just for you. No one else is being told that you're falling asleep when you're learning. You are trying to learn for yourself and you're trying to improve yourself. So this tool is there to help you be more accountable, right? To get accountability from an external device. As human beings, we are a lot more responsive to getting that external accountability partner. On the top there, you can see it says browsing data. It also says emotion. You can click on the emotion tab. It will show you things like your emotion and how your emotions are changing over time. If you click on the, you know, people like to play with this and try to get new emotions by smiling or doing different things with their faces. It will capture all that information. If you click on face movements, it has things that we can see whether your eyes are open, are you looking straight, are you looking to the side, and all this information is being gathered together to help people be more focused. Two very interesting things that we are starting to learn as Ahura AI is, for example, within 10 seconds before you get distracted, the AI is able to predict that you are about to get distracted. Another thing is, in the first minute of starting to study, the AI is getting to a place where it can even guess that this is very likely to be a study session that will not be very productive. And right now, we are not doing anything about that, but in a couple of months, we will want to be able to share with you options to take so you improve that learning experience. So these are some of the powerful things that it does. The one last thing I'll show you is that in terms of browsing data, if you were to click on browsing data piece, what happens with that is when you are browsing the internet for information, maybe you don't want to learn with only Ahura AI, you want to go on YouTube. Ahura AI starts to track the different websites you go to and make calculations on whether they are important or relevant to the thing that you're trying to learn. That's a very big piece of this tool. And yeah, we're hoping you guys can use it to learn and log you know, the capabilities and priorities that you selected for the year. What we would do is, there's so much more that Ahura AI can do, and we will record and share a video with you for you to see that, and we'll send it over email. But for now, I see that we have come to the top of the hour. Some people might have other meetings, so feel free to drop for your other meetings. But those who can be here with us for another 3 to 5 minutes, we're happy to get any comments or ask any questions, rather answer any questions that you have.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and stop sharing.
Yes. Thank you so very much, Jessica.
You're welcome.
Amazing. All right, so how is everybody doing? Is there any question about what we just shared or any comments you have?
And Alex, as we're waiting for folks to maybe think through what you were talking about, a lot of that back-end work is stuff that Alex and I work on to ensure that the way the AI is sort of evaluating your movements are related to the science of learning, and also the way that we're going to, in our future roadmap, be able to respond to you with not just like general ideas about prompts that you could do next to be a better learner, but specific ones for you based upon what we're seeing from the AI calculations.
Exactly.
Oh, thank you, Betty. That's a great comment. Yeah. You know, one of the things that Alex and I have talked quite a bit about is that even just doing the learning with the camera on, knowing that it's going to be giving you feedback for yourself, for you to use, is an incentive to treat that session differently than if you don't use Ahura. Because obviously you can go online and learn without it, right? But it doesn't have that benefit of just the behavior modification, knowing that you're going to get information back that you want to be good. So I can tell you right now, my phone is in a different place when I'm learning with Ahura than when I'm not. And I'm betting that Alex would say the same for himself as well. I definitely sit a little straighter and keep my eyes where they're supposed to be rather than in 12 other places. So again, that idea of the time you spend doesn't have to be a lot, but you want to make it meaningful.
Meaningful. That's important, especially because a lot of us are very busy people and it's really hard to even find time to study. And so if you find that time to study, Ahura AI makes sure that you are leveraging it most effectively. And for the people who manage teams, this is instrumental in helping your team be a lot more intentional. And if we do things right here, you should see a general improvement in performance of your entire team. And you should see that your people are being able to be a lot more productive. And this would be really great for your business. Amazing. All right. Well, I see Hamza is having a challenge. And so we will connect outside the call and try to assist you with that. Yes, amazing. Yes, thank you, Maria. We'll do that with Hamza. In the meantime, I really want to take the opportunity to thank all of you for joining us today in this second session of our workshop. It's been really great. I hope you were able to get access to our Ahura AI. If you have any question at all, reply the meeting invites so that we can get your question answered, so that you can start first and foremost working on those priorities that you have for 2023. This is a great week because it's light for most people. And so you have the time this week to spend 1 to 2 hours actually preparing yourself for 2023. So spend that time, put it in your calendar, and use Ahura AI to improve your chances. And the last word here will go to Hamza. I see you have a question. Hamza, please, go ahead.
All right. So it was indeed a learningful session, but I was not able to attend the last session. I was just wondering if it was mandatory to go through that as well to get the best out of it.
Oh no, this today was very, very similar to the last session that we had. So you got the most out of it today. In addition to this, we will follow up to help assist with the challenges you had with setting up the platform.
Awesome, thank you.
Incredible. All right, everybody, I'll go ahead and shut down the Zoom now. I hope you enjoy the rest of the holiday week and have a powerful start to 2023, the new year.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. Happy New Year.
Mm-hmm.